Welcome everybody back to a special edition of the Neighborhood Radio. Today we are doing another interview with Marceline. I am here with
Namestage, 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 Namestage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Namestage. That's me. Hi, how's it going?
Let's go. Alrighty. Well, let's just dive into it, I guess. So Marceline, what have you been up to since we last spoke?
Oh my god, quite a bit. I have an EP coming out. I'm sure it's from those who were there last time. So it's in the making.
Yeah.
I have a whole crew this time with me. We've got I can't say too much. Let's just say it's professional this time.
Professional, yeah.
And photo shoots, visualize coming for that. Got a show coming up. Anyone in Melbourne, please, please come down.
Yeah.
Got a boy for that. But yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. Session, different Marceline music.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Yeah. I noticed you've been posting a bunch of the stuff that you've been doing with Emilio on your Instagram story. So
and it's pretty good, but it's been nice.
A bit more of like an alt rock, like indie kind of.
A bit folky.
Like I've noticed like a lot of guitar, like in some of the stuff that you've been.
I love the guitar.
Been sharing out.
Sorry.
What can we like expect in terms of like lyrical content and stuff?
Lyrical content?
Yeah. Like what kind of stuff are you singing about this time?
A bit of heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing bad. Just like a lot of growth, a lot of more real shit. Stuff that's in my mind, a lot from my subconscious mainly.
Yeah.
You know, something I wanted to make sure that the music I'm making resonates with me and is honest. And this, I think, is the most honest stuff I've ever written.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely deeper topics.
Yeah.
You could say. Or, it's some sad stuff, but some good stuff. And I'm happy I get a more vulnerability. More honest, straight to the point.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So how many songs roughly have you recorded, and then are you gonna put?
So, excluding the EP, we've done 10 songs so far.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah. Demos,
Yeah.
I have a set Tuesday with Emilio, so we're just gonna finalize the most recent ones, the ones that we like the most, get a little head start, and then do some more, I guess.
Yeah. No.
I would hope. But yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, looks like Mike's got to go get some water. Yeah, no, it's been really cool to sort of see, like, I mean, obviously you haven't like released like that much music in the last year or two, so it's been like really good to see, like, looking like you're producing like a fair amount of music and getting that sort of stuff out there. But anyway, what about outside of music? Like, what's been going on in your life? Like, quick life update, maybe.
Okay. I work at a salon.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm finally at a job that I feel like it fills my needs, and I get to chat with people, do what I love.
Yeah.
Outside of music.
Mm-hmm.
Recently single. I don't know if that's like
recently single.
Yeah. But
Recently single. I missed something. All right, welcome back.
Yeah, you just walked in on the recently single bombshell.
But no hard feelings, just different stages of lives.
Mm-hmm.
We're both here to grow and evolve, and this is what, I can't really speak on behalf of them, but this is what I thought was best.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for everything they've taught me. Still love them to bits. I want the best for them. Don't have any hard feelings. They're a big part of my life growth, and I want to see them in their own special way.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
This sounds healthy. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Like, sometimes as people, like, I think a lot of people need to realize sometimes, people just grow apart, and are able to accept that that's happening, and just decide to move on from each other without anything bad going down. Or...
No bad blood. It's unnecessary. There's no need for that shit.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I'm gonna make mature decisions. Yeah, I get taxed officially. Yeah,
What was that, sorry?
I get taxed now. You know, I'm an adult.
Yeah.
You get
Loving
been getting
that.
taxed my whole life.
Your feelings. They've been called.
One of the worst things that's ever happened to me was going over the tax threshold. In Australia, I don't know if it's the same in the US.
It's not.
But
You can guarantee you.
in Australia, if you make less than 18,000 a year, you get all of your tax back.
I didn't see.
Okay.
At tax return time.
Sorry. Well, yeah. Is it over 18k? 18,000.
Yeah, over 18k.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got taxed like $200.
Yeah.
For my wanted to cry. Like I know I'll get it back eventually. Like
Yeah.
that. Like first time I've been taxed. That fucking.
It's
Ugh.
it's kind of sad getting taxed, but you know, it kind of feels like as long as you're under that 18,000, it's kind of like they're forcing you to save money.
Yeah.
That's the way I looked at it.
Hold on. Let's start with taxes. I know we're gonna be going through a bit of a deeper conversation here, and what is deeper than the counterpart to death, the certainty that is taxes? What the fuck y'all got going on over there? Under 18,000, you get like, okay, so first off, you get all of your income that you get paid officially, like through signed paperwork, is taxed, right? Like regardless of what you make, like it is taxed, right? Like, okay. Whew. Just making sure, because if you were saying people under 18k a year don't get taxed, I was gonna move. I have made under 18,000 many years in my life. Let me tell you. To get it all back, I think it's probably similar. I don't know the exact threshold, because we have to do our own taxes here, and we have to figure out what we owe every year, or else jail.
Or it's jail.
So you're like going through emails of like, oh, what was my paperwork? And like, it's kind of easy. A lot of people think it's really hard. It's kind of easy. It's like, especially if you just like work a W-2 job where you clock in, clock out, same job the whole year. You just go, you type in some numbers, and they're like, okay, you either owe this much money, or if you don't make a lot, you usually get like money back. You usually get your taxes back, and I think it probably has a higher threshold for that, but it really depends. It gets really tricky with like you can deduct things that you spent money on in order to technically make it seem like you got paid less. Like if you spend money on gas to go to work, and I'm sure that's the same shit. Yeah. But here it's just fucked. Like any system you have is fucked. If you don't keep that camera angle, perfect. Just have it keep falling over and over. We need someone who can like.
4 years.
Yeah. So ideally, we'll start with this. I'm gonna have a hard hitting question for both of you to start off. Ideally, what do you think is the best rate to get taxed at, and how much should you get taxed if you are, let's say, a billionaire?
Oh my god!
What is your solution to financial inequality?
Okay, I think the really wealthy, only the rich should be taxed. How the fuck am I gonna survive? Okay, the fuck, I don't want to be taxed. They have enough money to help fund so many things. Why the fuck?
Yeah,
I don't agree with that. Okay,
real.
Cost of living has gone up by like, I don't even know how much, but enough to make me want to like never move out of my mom's house and just live with her for the rest of my life, cocooned in my own little shelter.
Real, yeah,
yeah. That's my.
It's kind of fucked. Like when you look at how much like the average person pays in tax, and then you look at the fact that like rich people, like all the lengths that they go to avoid paying tax, and like all the loopholes that they try to exploit and whatever. And it's like, bro, like you've already got enough money to live like a whole fucking 1,500 lifetimes. Like surely, you know, let a little bit of that money go to paying for shit that's important.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is we're
Fuck the rich.
anti-rich.
Yeah, fuck the rich.
They're not the target demographic. So let's triple down. If you make over $1 million a year, buy me
Sorry.
lunch every day. All right? You
I
owe
agree.
me. I need a new millionaire in my DMs being like, yes, King, it is your time. You want Chipotle? And I'm going to be like, no. No, we're going to Sweet Green. We're going to a place I don't even want. I'm going to get the food and throw it away in front of you. And I'm going to make you tip. That's what we're doing. Oh, yeah, tipping. Tipping.
Oh my god, yeah.
Tipping. My job is based off tips. I love it.
What are you
Because
doing?
I work.
What
You're a
doing?
bartender?
I am. I wish I was bartending. I actually don't. My wrists, very fragile little things.
Oh, poor little Namestage.
My poor little Namestage wrists. They're so. I can barely hold this mug. Oh no!
I'm just so tiny and fragile.
I am just so small and compact. I won't say fragile. I'll say compact because I like that word. But yeah, I am bussing at a restaurant. I just pick up the dishes, I bring them back, and then I bring the
Nice.
food places. It's a tourist restaurant, so I have to look really nice and be really nice and do it all professional, and it pays too much money for what it is, all because of tips. Like the hourly rate is the state minimum wage for Los Angeles, just like $16.75. And then with the tips, I make at least double that an hour. And I'm like, that's fucking
Damn.
ridiculous for no work. But it is at least something that, like, I've worked in restaurants a lot. I've worked a lot of jobs. I've worked corporate. I've done it all. And it feels good to work in a restaurant because at least you know that you're doing something that, like, is good for someone.
Yeah.
Bringing food out, someone gets to eat.
You're providing a
Working-
service.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What services are you going to be providing on this next EP?
It was such a smooth transition. Holy shit.
What?
Wow, put me on the spot. No. It's gonna be, all I'm gonna say is you're gonna be thinking, how the fuck did you do it? Like, I wanna make people question my motives, like, especially visually, and what I want to showcase.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely going to be how the fuck did they do it, you know? Like, I want people's socks to be knocked off, you know? Yeah, lingo, slang, I don't know. And, I mean, sonically, it's so many different parallels, and it's so many contrasts, you know? It's supposed to show an illusion or a facade, but really, if you listen to the lyrics and it's deep, you know? At least for, like, a few of the songs.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know, I hope this will target a larger audience because it's not so much, and of course the right people, but it's not just one specific genre. It's a bit more
Diverse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
diverse.
So do you reckon, like, your last one obviously had 3 songs? Do you reckon you'll have at least like 5 or 6 on this one?
I know how many songs we have. Wait. There are only 4 songs in this
4.
one.
Oh, that's a pretty good number. That's how last time I did an EP. That's how many.
Because the goal is to gradually pump out shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got stuff in the vault. It's just, you know,
We're gonna get
teasing people, I guess.
We're gonna
Dipping your feet in the pool. Your dogs.
Are we gonna get music videos?
Oh yeah.
Definitely not for this EP, but some really cool photo shoots and visualizers. Those are the main ones. Yeah, it's going to be very different to what you've last seen. Definitely more detail orientated. I don't know, potentially a car involved. That's all I'm going to say.
What was that?
Abandoned. There is some. It's like it's definitely. It's just going to be very different. That's all I can tell you right now. I can't give away too much. Unfortunately, I have to be very brief in how I say it. But you know, it's coming together really nicely, and it's very much.
Yeah.
From the heart.
Yeah.
As cheesy as it is.
No,
Love.
that's where all the best music comes from. So.
Thank you for asking.
I have a bit of a question, kind of Tangent off our last interview, one thing that we spent a good amount of time on was the topic of angel numbers, and I believe at the time, if I was not mistaken, it was you were in your 111 era. Yeah, and
Actually,
so
Sorry, slanted, by the way.
that's different note.
Now
So has it
it's-
changed? Have you gone through the 666 time of change, and what numbers are speaking to you now?
I've been seeing a lot of like I've been seeing a lot of like 464 and 333s and 555s. It's like the reoccurring like specifically 444 has been a big one. So I'm like, okay, looks like it's now 444, baby.
I saw 555 while we were waiting for this interview to start.
Oh, that signifies great change and abundance. This is off my memory, so I don't know. Look at Wikipedia or some shit. Not you, but just like, you know what I mean. Oh, that was so rude. Sorry.
444 when you're making a project. Yeah, go for it.
This is my conversation with my friend Chantel, and I texted her 333 and 111 today.
Good.
So.
Every time. For those who don't know, every time Zeke and his friend Chantel see an angel number, they just text it to each other. And how long has that been going on, Zeke?
Almost 6 months, I reckon.
Holy shit.
6 months. 6 whole months. For those who prefer things to be in days, that's at least 180 days. Probably closer to 183 because months. That's a lot of days. I don't think I've done a lot of things for 180 days straight. How many angel numbers do you think you see a day? Both of you.
3 or 4, I reckon.
Probably like, I don't know, 15 to be like specific, but I'm not counting, you know.
Do you feel the more they're on your mind, the more you see them?
Of course, you know, because you're like sort of seeking it, you know. But I'll like look and then I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I'll be on the way to work. I'm like, oh, that's an angel number.
Yeah, same.
You know, I'm like, okay. I'm just like, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed the other day, I had 2222 amount of plays on one of my favorite albums.
Hey, let's go.
I was like, fuck yeah.
It's meant to be. The angels are just they speak with you. They resonate. They felt this boy. You know?
Yeah.
That's very good. You sound like someone I could just run into on the street here. Who would? Let me tell you, I've met people here. There is this woman I met. I filmed this residency at this hotel like every week for like 4 or 5 months for actually Australian artist Alex Cameron. Woo! Shout out Alex Cameron. And a saxophonist Roy Malloy. I love Roy Malloy. He does a radio show every weekday morning. I love him. Fucking great man. But there's this woman there who came, hung out after as everyone does, and she goes up to Roy and she's just like, when were you born? And he's like, what? She's like, what time and what day were you born?
Welcome to
And
LA.
he's what's this? And she's just like, I'm varying the numerology. I'm gonna find I'm gonna numerologize you. And it was oddly, I felt like a third wheel immediately. There were multiple people in this conversation, and I felt like a targeted third wheel because she would like talk, and then look at me, and then talk to him, and I'm like, what is going on here? But anyways, yeah, that's what your I'll say impression, I won't say accent, reminded me of right there. You could do it. You could blend in. Los Angeles,
California
any day of the week. California numerologist Marceline.
I'll find you on the street and be like, oh my god, is this Namestage sex? Oh my god, wait, your aura is like a bright blue mixed with like a maroon.
You're a Namestage 6. I'll tell you the exact meaning of why you're Namestage 6 and not Namestage 1 or 2 or 3.
Oh god.
Okay.
I feel like since you've done American accents, right? I have to give a bit of a try from Australian. I kind of stay in this weird range. But if I say the word razor blades, I can hold it down.
Good on you, mate.
Good on you. Yeah. And my other Australian accent is down here in a radio presenter voice because I'm copying Roy Malloy, host the Illegal Radio Drive Time Power Hour, and that's how he talks. I can't really do accents, but I can do impressions.
You're very good, I must say. I've been fooled.
I've been fooled by the Valley girl, by the Californian. That is very good. It hurt me to hear you speak, and that's how I know it was great. That's how I know it worked.
Thank you.
You know, I actually read a YouTube video. This guy, this American who could do a really good Australian accent, and the way that he would bomb a free dart off people was he noticed that people would always give them to tourists. So he could do a really good Australian accent, and he would go up to people, and in his best Australian accent, he would be like, "Oi, mate, like I'm not from around here. Like, where can I get a cigarette?" And they would always give him a free cigarette. Anyway,
That's so smart.
so one time he goes up, and he gets reasonable success with that, and then he goes up to a bloke one time, and he's like, and he does his routine, and the guy's like, "Oh, another Aussie mate, like good to see you." And the guy's like, "Oh shit," and he's like, "Oh, like whereabouts in Australia are you from?" And then the guy just freaks out, and he's like, "Oh, like I'm gonna be honest, like I'm not actually Australian. I was just trying to get a free cigarette." And then the Australian said to him, gave him a list of cities to say that he's from the next time this happens to him, because it's unlike they're big enough that the Australian would have heard of them, but small enough that they're unlikely to actually be from there.
I was talking to Roy Malloy about this, and he said that his suggestion would be say you're from this specific suburb of Sydney that is just the largest part of Sydney. I've forgotten the name entirely, but he's like, if you're from Sydney, chances are, and you're in America, chances are that's where you're from. And I don't know what the hell that is. So
Neither do I. Sorry to say.
Yeah, you know, he's a Sydney boy, born and raised, and he's gonna stay that way. Oh. Do you have a favorite country?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably Sweden.
Sweden?
Oh.
I really want to go to Sweden. Looks pretty...
Me too!
Like
or Japan.
Oh, Japan. I went to Japan in 2019. So good. I loved it.
As a child, you went to Japan.
I was actually...
As a child. I was in my mom's stomach, basically. I was a fetus. I wasn't even conceived.
I went to Japan before I was born.
This exact set of dates, like today, 4 years ago, I would have been in Japan, actually.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
You would have been 10 years old.
I was actually 18. Believe it or not.
Whoa!
Actually, you know a fun fact about Japan? They don't check ID when you're buying alcohol.
Nice. I don't know if
they trust you.
The legal age there for drinking is 20. And they sell alcohol in the convenience stores there. And I remember Dad sending me to buy alcohol, and I'm like, nah, like I don't want to do that. I'll get in trouble. And Dad's like, nah, like you'll be fine. So I go do it, buy the alcohol, and then instead of asking me for ID, a little pop-up. They have a little tablet in front of them, and a little pop-up appears saying, "Are you 20 years old?" And you click yes. And that's
the trust they have.
And that's enough for them to sell you the alcohol.
Hey, listen, Japan.
So if the Japanese authorities ever see this video, I guess I'm done for.
That's fair.
Well, see, listen to this podcast even. I guess I'm done for. But yeah, that's something I actually. Marceline, I learnt this from Gulliver. Do you remember?
Yes.
Gulliver.
Yeah, because he lived in Japan for like three months or so, and he told me a few little tips and tricks about getting into the clubs and buying alcohol and stuff. So.
I wouldn't know. In case I go one day.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, well, like he told me all the clubs that don't check for.
Okay, I actually don't want it. I actually want to know that so I could actively stay away from all of those places.
Yeah, true. No, I mean, we're all 20 now, so it's like it's irrelevant. But this
Yeah,
was,
we're 20.
but this was when we were 17, 17, 18, when we had this conversation.
At the time, it was really cool. Like,
So,
you into
yeah, at the time, I was like, this is like secret insider knowledge.
Yeah.
But now,
Yeah.
now I'm over 20, so I don't care anymore. But anyway, actually, really.
What's
funny.
Yeah. Go for it.
No, you go.
I was gonna stay at the top, but what is the age for Australia for getting into bars or buying alcohol or whatever? Is it 18? I
18.
assume.
Yeah.
18. Okay. All right. So we have that different experience. 21 over here. And so that thrill of like sneaking in, being underage, because like things are way cooler to do when you're not allowed to do them.
Yeah.
Lasts a lot longer, especially into the college years. Like you're a college senior by the time you're legally allowed to go to a bar. And so it's very different. So I wasn't really like I'm gonna do this thing I never bought alcohol underage. I never went to a bar underage. Never had a fake ID. I would be around people who would procure it for me, but I was never the one taking the risk. It would just happen.
Same.
That was the same story for you as well. You were never. Yeah.
No,
What about you, Marceline? See, we're geniuses. We don't get in trouble, and we get all the fun. See, that's
true. We just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
That's it.
Yeah. And give them the right amount of money, and yeah, just
yeah.
Like I find it. Oh, sorry. I find it so how you can start driving at 16, but like that's so young to me. That's crazy. Like you can get your L's here at 16, but you don't start getting a license at 18. But even then, you don't get your full license till 20?
20.
20, yeah. Like
what's a full license?
So in Australia on your L's, so for 1 year you have to drive with a supervisory driver, and then once you're 17, you can go on your P's. And when you're on your P's, you can drive without a person, but you have a bunch of restrictions on your speed limit, and you're not allowed to have any alcohol in your system. And then you go on your P after a year. You go on your P2s, and when you're on your P2s, the main difference is now you have no speed limit restriction, and you can use hands-free mobile devices.
I didn't know that.
And then when you're on your full license, it just means you have more demerit points, so you can fuck up a few more times. And you are allowed to have alcohol in your system.
Okay, wow. I have so many questions.
In Australia, before you're on your full license, you automatically lose your license if you have any alcohol in the system.
That's true.
That would make sense for us simply because like if you have any alcohol in your system and you're under 21 when you're driving,
yeah,
you're getting
immediately
bang. Demerit system makes no sense. You mean you could listen, you could either get let off with a warning or you could die at a traffic stop. There is everything in between.
Demerit system, it's like if you're going 5 kilometers over, I think it's like 1 demerit. If it's 10 kilometers over, you get 2 demerits. If it's 15 or 20 kilometers over, you get 3 demerits. And I think it's roughly like that. Yeah.
It's different here. No, sorry. Here, like the laws are different in
the real Australia.
Ouch! It's you have to be 18. That's when you obtain your P's.
Really?
So you have to complete 120 hours.
What? So you have to be on your L's for 2 years?
Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Actually, don't worry about it.
Yeah. That's the other thing I forgot to mention. Namestage is you have to. So in addition to a year, on your L's, you have to do X amount of hours driving.
Yeah. So for us, it's like go for it.
Oh, thanks. Unless you're 20, I think. No, sorry, 21. Then you can just go straight if you practice and you're confident and you know the rules. Then of course you just go for a test. And if you're successful, you get a drive. If you're not, try again.
Yeah. I think that same thing goes for us here at like 18. You can just test and go for it. The
Mhm.
permit, we have a thing called the permit, which you would get at 16. Which if you get that permit, you have to like pass an eye test and then like a written test. And it's
Mm.
either sometimes your school will have like a driver's education class that you take,
That's
but
good.
it's pretty common for schools to also not have it. Mine did, which thank God. Um, but yeah, it's pretty common for people to not take it in school. But you get your permit, and then in those 6 months that you after you get it, you have to rack up a certain amount of hours, and it's
Okay.
like maybe 60 to 100. And then after that, you're allowed to take the test. It could take you longer, but after that, you're allowed to take the driving test,
Okay.
and then you just get a fucking license,
Yeah.
and then
Wow.
you renew it when you're 21, and then you renew it. I guess, hold on. Yeah, you renew it when you're 26, which haven't done it yet. Oh well, I'll get there. And then, and I get no health insurance. Let's fucking go. I love this age. And then you just, don't have to do anything to renew it. You just go and pay them, and they'll never test you again,
Yeah.
ever,
Oh,
for anything.
okay.
Yeah, unless you're old, and even then, they'll just test your eyes.
Wait, so every time
Yeah.
every time you renew it, do you have to do another test or?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
God no, no. You renew it. You could renew it online. You could be like, "Hey, here's $50. I want to be able to legally drive,"
Well,
and they're like, "Okay, we trust you. We trust that nothing's changed."
I
The DMV here doesn't think that you do shit with your life. All right, nothing's changed. You can still drive.
I actually
Fine.
I get my full license on Friday. Super
congratulations! Woo!
I'm super stoked because it fucking sucks when I have like a sip of beer and then someone's like, "Oh, can you like do this or like come pick me up or whatever?" And I'm like, "Fuck, I can't," because I had a single taste of some craft beer that my dad was drinking.
Just a sip.
Yeah, it's like I remember one time. Like I was chilling on the deck, having a beer, and work calls and they're like, "Oh, would you like to come do this 8-hour shift on a public holiday?" Which is like fuck tons of money, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, hell yeah!" And then I remember that I had a beer.
You should always carry a breathalyzer with you.
Yeah, no, I do.
Okay.
But I couldn't. I was
Yeah.
I was sipping on the beer when they called. And it was
Oh,
my first.
no.
It was my first beer, and mum to take me down to work. But it was really annoying.
Yeah.
Yes, that is
An American would just drive.
Yeah.
American
Yeah.
would be on their permit and just
It-
be like, "I'm 3 beers in."
I feel great.
So that's the main reason I'm looking forward to getting my full license is so I can just.
It's so exciting and freedom.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
no limits on people.
I have some material on this topic. Actually, I would love for us all to engage in, if that's okay.
Okay.
Zeke, I don't really have a good screen share ability, so I'm gonna send this link in chat. There's this video for this song that I think just really kind of encapsulates all we've been talking about. I will say, play the audio quieter than you think.
Okay.
Oh,
We're gonna be listening to a song called "DUI" by Estelle Allen. Once Zeke decides to,
Is this a copyrighted song? Like, am I gonna have to replace this with royalty-free music?
Probably not.
When it goes on Spotify.
Alright,
Alright, can you guys see my screen?
I can hear it. I can see it.
Cool.
Just turn it halfway.
Alright.
Full screen this.
You should drive drunk, you should drive drunk, you should drive. You should drunk drive, you should drunk drive, you'll be fine.
wasn't banger.
You should drive drunk, you should drunk drive, you'll be alright. You can drive, you'll be alright.
The block supports this.
Crime, but it's fine.
Neighborhood radio supports this. Australia supports this. Marceline supports this.
Drunk right. This is actually really fucking cool.
You should drive drunk, you should drive drunk, you should
You
drive.
can use Sesame Street and say yes, no.
You should drunk
It's
drive,
like
you should
100
drunk
Jacks
drive,
if they
you'll be
were
fine.
responsible.
Yes. This is a great PSA. For people who are listening,
Oh, yeah.
watch the video so you understand the context.
Studies show that alcohol consumption for operating a motor vehicle decreases your motor skills and your motor functions and your.
Shut up, nerd. Yeah, turn the car on. Yeah.
Bye. Sorry for killing us. Oh wait, okay.
Heard it here first, folks. Marceline, do you support drunk driving? It seems like it's a yes. You didn't stop that from happening.
No comment.
Comments.
Talk to my lawyers about this.
Alright, we got enough.
Hopefully my lawyer isn't present. Sorry.
We'll spin it.
I already said too much.
Marceline's
New
manager
Sesame
hearing
Street
us
episode
saying no
looks
comments,
insane.
being like,
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, fuck, do better than that. Either double down, pick one way or the other.
oh my god, that just reminds me. My manager's like, I was like, oh, it's, like, by the way, I got really excited and I leaked. Like, I sent 3am, like, the thing, and he goes, let them leak it. And I was like, oh my god, like, my manager. I don't know if he's gonna kill me for saying this. Sorry, Hugh.
shout out here.
But you have his, blessing, I guess,
Wait, we have his blessing for. Wait, what?
to leak, because when I sent the 3am, like, unreleased, he's like, yeah, I don't care, let them leak it. Like, and I was
Oh,
like,
wait, the stuff that you like sent last time. We
yeah, and I was like, I trust you guys, don't do it.
Yeah.
And then, like, when it's my manager, he's like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if Playboy Cardi has showed us anything, it's that leaks create hype, and you don't need to drop music if it's just leaking every single week.
That's
Yes,
smart.
the faulty bucket strategy.
It's
Yeah.
been 3 years since Playboy Cardi's released music, but no one stopped talking about him because it leaks every fucking week.
Personally, in my circles, nobody talks about Playboy Cardi.
Yes,
But-
yeah, sorry.
What was that?
Yeah. We have circles that don't talk about Playboy Cardi each week, so now you're the ostracized one, Zeke. Let's get into your music taste. Let's get into
I mean, Playboy Cardi.
to Playboy Cardi.
He's my foremost listened to artist of all time.
Oh,
Be
really?
Like a Vamp Life era kind of. Okay. Okay.
I don't know what to
He's
say.
thinking
Yeah.
that.
Love a bit of
Mhm.
Playboy Cardi.
If you had to pick a character from Twilight to go as for Halloween, Zeke, who would it be?
It would be fucking what's the
Edward? No, the werewolf.
No.
The dad?
The like Edward's dad. What the fuck is his name?
Oh, blonde dude.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
dude who
that's
looks
his dad?
Swedish.
yeah.
That's his dad?
Carlisle.
Not biologically,
Carlisle. Yeah.
just in the weird incestuous
He's
family
like
thing
the-
they got
the-
going
the-
on.
He's like
Twilight.
the family, right?
He's like the leader,
Okay.
so he becomes Papa because
Anyway,
I love
Yeah.
vampires
So
love
I
the
would-
patriarchy, and so do we here.
I would
Maple
go.
Radio.
I would go as Carlisle. That is my answer to that question. What about you, Marceline? Who would you go as?
I'd either go as Edward or Bella's dad.
Bella's dad. Yeah.
Oh, Bella's dad's the classic. That's an underrepresented character. Just a man
Exactly.
from Forks, Washington.
Exactly. Just trying to do his job, provide for his daughter. Like,
He's just a guy. He's just chilling. He didn't want any of that vampire.
he is just chilling. Exactly.
Vampire
Do my
war.
job. Love my daughter. Two mystical beasts fall in love with my daughter, and I can't do anything about it.
It's just he supports Bella no matter what.
Yeah, he's
The struggle we've all been through.
He's one of cinema's
What a-
greatest fathers. Don't know what else.
He changed history forever. He
I,
left a mark in my heart.
You did?
What about you, Mark? Oh, Namestage.
Alice.
Alice.
Alice is so. That baseball scene in the first movie like changed me as a person. Like I'm not a very media obsessed person. Traditional media. I'm addicted to YouTube. Don't get into it. But
Oh my God.
like I remember seeing Twilight, and I remember seeing just like that leg go up and like the glint in her eye for like what I have now gone back on is a terrible, terrible scene. Like, it is just so funny.
The baseball
Yeah.
song, every
But-
time I hear that Muse song, a part of my brain gets triggered
Mhm.
every time I hear that song.
Like, they really just brought you into that
Flashback.
world.
From
Anytime you hear
Twilight.
that song, you are brought into the world of, like, vampire baseball. And it doesn't make any sense. But
I
Alice
know.
makes it all not matter. And, like, if I could look like her for Halloween, ooh! In an instant, I'd walk around and just be Alice. I'd probably stay home, but you know, I don't really want the attention that would come with that. But it'd be cool. It'd be cool to be Alice.
Cool.
Wait, so
Yeah.
you know, so my ex-girlfriend in 2019 actually made me watch every single Twilight film.
Oh no.
Have you guys seen the last one?
Yeah, where she gives birth and then
Yeah.
the werewolf imprints on her daughter.
Yeah. But what I'm talking about, Namestage, have you seen Breaking Dawn Part 2?
Spoilers. Yeah, no, I have.
So what I'm talking about here, the part that I'm thinking whenever I think, oh, was it the first one or the anyway, that where they have the massive fight and like every character dies, and then it turns out that it was like a vision.
Oh yes, that seems amazing.
Crazy, though.
I remember that part. I was watching. Oh, like what is happening? Like fucking everyone's dying. Like rest in peace. I was like, rest in peace, my boy Jasper. Like what's going on?
Shout out to Jasper.
Yeah, shout
we
out
loved
Jasper.
you.
And then it revealed it was all a vision, and I'm like, whoa, like that's
Yeah,
That scene was
that like
wild.
like
Not gonna lie.
Kubrick, Scorsese, like Tarantino, they would have been taking notes, like watching that scene.
100%.
Yeah.
Speaking of taking notes, I've been taking notes in this conversation. We've been tangenting a lot, but there's one main point that we branched off from. And that is, of course,
Driving?
the favorite country conversation.
Oh,
True.
my bad.
And we had Sweden
Sweet.
as an answer. So I've done my research over the past 15 minutes, and I've pulled up some facts about Sweden, and I've also pulled up some things that are not facts about Sweden.
Oh,
And
am I
have
gonna? Is
you
it a guessing game?
discern which is which? First, I would like to start. Why Sweden?
From what I've heard, I think they recycle. I think they get free healthcare, free like the insurance. I think education is free or something, but their cost of living is really expensive, which really sucks. And although they're considered the happiest, one of the happiest places in the world, they have the highest suicide rate. So I don't know. I think it's beautiful. I don't know about living there necessarily. I'd love to visit because the air looks so fresh and just being surrounded by nature. And I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like a village in Minecraft. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? I just want to kind of like experience that once.
So you're saying that because the creator of Minecraft, Notch, is Swedish, that all of Minecraft is technically in Sweden, and Minecraft is your favorite country.
Pretty much, yeah. I didn't want to like get too deep into it, but
Yeah.
you know, you kind of caught me out there. So
11-year-old Marceline would have been playing Minecraft, and it's just like this is.
oh my god,
This is where I want to live. This is my favorite.
this is where I want to live. This is where I want to be with my people. No, I don't even fucking know why I said that.
Well,
I don't know. Or like probably like Ukraine, but only because I have family there and I have a lot of like positive memories associated with that place. Although it's kind of like I don't know where I was going with that, but you know, or like Japan.
Yeah.
You know, meet Marzia and Felix. Why not? Say hey guys.
Yeah, PewDiePie fan.
Yeah, I
No,
love
I
PewDiePie.
remember when I was in Japan and PewDiePie was there at the same time, and all of my
Oh my god.
all of my friends were texting me being like, "Oh my god, like you gotta go like find PewDiePie." I'm not a PewDiePie.
It's
fan.
like where's Waldo, but where's PewDiePie?
Yeah, literally, like, and all my friends like, "Oh, you like," they were like texting me like, "Oh, like he's here, like you should go like try and meet him," and I'm like, "No, like I'm not doing that."
it took me a while to realize who we were talking about when you said the other. I don't know their names.
Felix.
Yeah, I know them on a first name
PewDiePie.
basis, you know.
Yeah, I guess you could say they are practically my best friends. We are.
Yeah, we basically like know each other inside and out. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
So, what do you think were like? Let's go back. to your teenage years, what were your like top 3 strongest parasocial relationships? Like, who were the people that you were just clinging on to personality wise?
Brockhampton.
Were you like Brockhampton for Zeke?
Something, guys. Wait, are we talking about YouTubers or?
Just
We can stick with YouTubers. Yeah,
YouTubers.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I really love PewDiePie because I used to watch his stuff as comfort. As controversial as this is, his name's Ian. He did with like Joji, like he had like the cop thing. Oh my god, I forgot his name.
iDubbbz, would that
iDubbbz,
be?
yeah.
Oh, bro.
Okay.
2016, I used to watch iDubbbz like so much, like his content cop videos.
Oh my god, Jack's
Yeah.
Films.
Yeah.
Jack's Films. Okay.
What else did I watch?
Jack's
2016.
Films does the Yowie,
Yes,
right?
yeah, yesterday I asked you, and I was like, "Oh my god,
I-
oh my god, Smosh was a bit before
Yeah.
2016."
I
But
remember Jack's Films when he did the countdown to the Emoji Movie. I thought that shit was like the funniest thing like of all time.
he's so funny. I don't know. I'd say these are like my. Do you say top 3? Was that right?
Yeah, top however many you want. We'll say 4 because it's 444. So
Okay.
We're sticking to 4s.
And KSI.
KSI.
KSI. Okay.
Yeah.
we are
Back in the day.
Interesting.
Like what,
Okay.
13? Okay. Anyway, what about you guys?
Yeah. I mean, like when I say Brockhampton like parasocial, I have never like really been parasocial for anyone. But Brockhampton is probably the only artist or anyone that I've cared about beyond the thing that I'm into them for. Like most musicians, I just listen to their music and I don't engage with them beyond that. Whereas Brockhampton, like I was like, went a little bit beyond that. But
Would you go that far for Sufjan?
Nah. To be honest, I'm interested in his life beyond music either. Except for knowing, except for I don't know. Anyway,
The context. Yeah.
But like Brockhampton.
Brockhampton's always been good though. I'm not gonna lie. Like their music, like they're so diverse and like they're complex, and they actually think. Like that's. I used to listen to this stuff on repeat when I was a lot younger. I have to say that their music is timeless. Like I'm actually like, this is fucking good, and like the music videos, the art, everything. I'm like, oh, give me more. Mama's hungry.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was 16 when I got into them, and I think it's like the perfect age. I think they literally came out at the perfect age for me to.
Yeah. Being a teenager when Brockhampton drops sounds like an experience. It's one I certainly did not have. I think technically I did. I turned 20 pretty much right after Saturation 1 dropped. And I'd agree. I think Brockhampton was that first group that I really cared about, like who they are outside of the music they're making, because they weren't just making music. And I think Kevin Abstract's newest release is a great example of this. Of like, I could not tell you what that song sounded like, but I remember the visuals, and I am curious, and I am interested. And they did a great job of just kind of capturing that attention. But oh my god, as a teenager, I'd lose my fucking mind. Oh my god.
I remember like, and this is I think where Kevin Abstract is like great. He is really, I think because he is a parasocial stan type guy himself, he knows how to really hook in to those people and get them invested in his music and his persona, and like when I remember when Brockhampton like sort of first came out, and he was posting like Brockhampton movie coming soon, like Brockhampton like we're gonna do everything, and like just like heaps of shit, and he was really able to because he was that type of person himself. He just did a great job at making people invested like in Brockhampton beyond like music.
Very smart. You're right. He knew how to connect with people. He's good at marketing. I haven't listened to every single Brockhampton song, but the favorites, like those that I did listen to, because when I like music, I listen to it for months consistently. The same. And I remember Kevin Abstract. I didn't know their names or anything. I still am not too familiar, so I feel like because I'm on,
You're fine.
But they are so creative and so smart. I can just imagine listening to them tripping on something and just like on acid or rooms and just like bleh, like you know what I mean, just mind blown. Like I'll be like they're all so unique and have so many beautiful qualities within themselves, and how they all come together is like a fucking like what is like Marvel, like I don't know, like superheroes, like to put it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I feel you. It's like every member has like something that they contribute, and it all like comes together to like make something like amazing.
Yeah, and they complement really well, and I like they're so collaborative. Obviously, they're like a team. When I discovered Kevin Abstract was, I was like, whoa! I was like shocked even more. I was like, what? I'm just finding out all this stuff. I'm like, whoa!
Yeah.
It's actually an interesting point about, I think, making music, being an artist, being a creative, etc. Being someone who creates things that is kind of like based on self, and the type of relationships that maybe not you're hoping to form, but that you feel kind of need to form with you and this kind of idea of an audience in order to gain acclaim. Like you need people to care about, you need to show them something that will make them care, not just about that thing, but you as a person, or at least you as an artist, whatever character you are creating. Because I do think it's almost entirely impossible to be yourself through what you create, because that's not really the point. And so it kind of starts this conversation. I don't know if I assume you've all at least thought about this or talked about it amongst your circles of people, but
You're very
managing.
sorry. You're very I like the way you phrase things and how you just feel like a little weight flows. Anyway.
Thank you. I'm reading off the script right now. I've said enough wrong to know what I want to say most of the time now, but I guess this would be a point of conversation that I'd like to invite both of you into, just kind of muse about for a bit. Is what does it mean to connect with an audience for you? Specifically, what would you like people to get out of engaging with you, and what would you like them to care about? What sides of yourself do you want to show? Yeah. I could start, but I won't.
Wait, sorry?
I could start, but I won't. So the floor is open.
Okay, I'll start. For me, I think a lot of, especially A-list celebrity artists and all that, obviously there's a dynamic, and there's a whole, to me there's a disconnect. It doesn't matter how successful you are, how many views or plays and you're racking up, whatever it is. At the end of the day, we're all people, all human, and ultimate goal is to connect with people through honesty and hopefully, I don't know, like integrity, but also to appreciate all parts of yourself and all stages, and that my end goal is to, I guess why even I'm doing the Marceline thing is so people can grow and to learn about themselves. And I know it's whatever, it's just music, it's silly, but I want to make people comfortable in their own skin, because I struggled with that for so long. And see other people grow and be happy.
Sorry, you cut out a bit on there. Do you mind repeating what you just said?
Thank you for letting me know. Basically, my main objective is to, at the end of the day, we're all humans, and I want, because I struggled with myself and my identity, and I was struggling to be comfortable in my own skin, and had issues with self-esteem and confusion, and I didn't know how to act or present myself. So worried about my surrounding external factors like people and opinion. I wasn't set in myself, and I'm still working for changing. But I want to make sure that I can connect with people and the audience on a deeper level where they feel like they can be comfortable, and love all loves the good, the bad, that they grow up and they're happy. Like, yeah, because I struggle with that for so long, and so many people do. Community and my cat, hey Jerry, and to like, I don't know, I want to see people thrive and build a cool community, and make people happy. Yeah.
No, that's it. If you had to come up with a name for your fan base, what would it be?
Oh shit! I haven't thought that far. I don't know. I can't think like Marceline. Like, what could be cool?
Let's brainstorm. Let's do it together. Let's come up with some demo ideas.
Cool.
Okay. So we got what's the full artist name? What is?
Marceline.
Is it Marceline? Marceline. Okay.
Like Marceline Valentine, but no one fucking knows or cares enough to be like.
Do you want to use Valentine? Are you keeping the Valentine there?
It's not on my it just says Marceline on like all my music, so I guess technically it is just Marceline. So we'll roll with that.
Okay. Roll with Marceline. Adventure Time inspired Marceline.
Marcelina's Rise Up.
Marcelina's.
Whoa! I feel like that was in my face. That was so smart.
Yeah, we don't need to brainstorm. Zeke brained the storm.
Look at you, 99 over here.
Fucking world record brainstorming session.
Yeah, the Marceline fan base.
Speed run.
Retweet this if you're a real Marcelina.
Real Marcelinas. Fuck it. That's my nickname in this server now. I'm a real Marcelina.
Selena. Yeah. I too.
I'd hope you're a real.
You're the original Marcelina.
Who the fuck is that?
Let's go, Team Marcelina. Okay. So we talked a little bit about your audience connection here. Zeke, I don't know. What do you feel about the combination of?
For me, audience connection is about going for something like for a specific thing that resonates with the audience. Like even I think. So obviously the majority of artists try to present an aspect of themselves that they're trying to get the audience to connect with. And, but even like when you've got artists like Daft Punk or Burial, where the anonymity is the point, I think even then they're still even by not revealing themselves, they're still trying to connect with a certain aspect of their listeners. And so for me, I think connection with an audience is just about finding that common ground between the art that you're trying to make and what your audience is looking for. And so for the majority of artists, it's taking a specific part of yourself and sharing it. But even if you don't want to share yourself, like again, like with Burial, he shared, it's his lack of him sharing himself that he specifically curated that, and that was the part that resonated with like his fan base.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah,
because
sense, but,
no, it does make sense. I'm gonna cough.
Like I think that Burial choosing not to share anything about himself, that is the part of him that resonated with his audience, is that desire for anonymity and that desire to be unknown and remain sort of mysterious.
I have such good words to say if my cough will allow me to get through them. Because you bring up a great point of, even if you're choosing not to share anything, you are sharing something. I mean, there's a reason that every release Burial does is under the same name. Like it is building this project. It is building Burial. And even if Burial doesn't have any personal information, you have the context of just the music. Oh my god.
Oh.
Poor Namestage. Oh, poor little guy.
Yeah, too hard.
I'm gonna go get water.
You get your water. Hydration. But that's so good because it also, you're right, it does build mysterious.
Anonymity.
It's good, it keeps people curious, but also it doesn't, like, you can sort of, it's like when you read a book, you
you're wondering what do the characters look like? What does this look like? It builds something in your mind. It's like they have their own definition of them. You know what I mean? Like, does that?
Yeah, no, I get you.
Well, because you can connect on your own personal level with your own, however you perceive them. Feel like, yeah. The truest Marcelina. That is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think artist-audience connection also. It's very like there's obviously so many levels, and the majority of people who will ever engage with pretty much any form of your art, the 90% will engage with it, enjoy it, and move on. Whereas there are the people who kind of like the core minority who care more about you and your life and the things, and really they just kind of enjoy the context. They enjoy the world that I think the art exists in. Which we had a bit of a conversation about this earlier in the block in regards to the context around Sufjan Stevens' newest album, which I won't get too into, and how someone now knowing that context and listening to it with that new context allows them to feel deeper and more more strongly towards the art. And I think ideally that's what someone is looking for in an artist, is just this permission, which is a term I bring up all the time when talking about music, this permission to feel deeply, engage deeply, and explore. It's the reason why I think Drake can make the same song that Zeke makes, but if Drake releases it, it hits harder. It doesn't matter if everything's the exact same. It's because it's not just the song. This is another, pit stop in the world of Drake, who, man, he had some pit stops.
And I just wanted to tap onto that as well. It's like when an artist covers a song, and the context of that artist can completely change the cover, even if not a single word has changed. And I think a great example of that, of course, is "Hurt" by 9 Inch Nails. Great song, but Johnny Cash covering that brought a whole new life to the song because because "Hurt" like for an end of his career, Johnny Cash to sing those lyrics and say those words, even if they're the exact same, it hits so much harder than for a beginning of his career, Trent Reznor. And so
wait.
What?
Oh, that's not a Johnny Cash original.
No. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god, I never knew that.
That's what I'm saying. He's just covered a 9 Inch Nails song.
What the fuck?
I thought they were blasting that in the 60s.
That's a great example of how context... It was one of the last songs he ever recorded before he died. And I think, that context alone completely changes that song and makes it
that makes me want to go listen.
That's what makes it one of the best, if not the best cover of all time. Because it completely reshapes and as Trent, I think Trent Reznor has literally been on record saying it's Johnny Cash's song.
It is fully a song, yes.
Yeah, and so just what you were saying, Namestage, about how the context, if me and Drake released the same song, everything is unchanged. The context of it being Drake is what makes it resonate with Drake.
Yeah.
And I think
absolutely
the truest example of that is "Hurt," and
"Hurt" by Johnny Cash,
verse 9 Inch Nails.
Fucking learn something new every time. Damn right. I'm hard pressed to agree with you. On the topic of covers, Marceline, I'm going to direct this at you so it's not blindsided, okay? I'm going to give you ample time to prepare. I'm going to ask you a question on the topic of covers. Just get the cogs rolling now, all right?
Okay.
Covers.
Oh, no! I know where you're going. Wait, no. You did your research. No.
What? No, I was just going to simply ask if there's any songs you've covered in the past. Not say anything else.
I was gonna say, I know. Oh my god. Okay, so for context, when I was younger, I'm just gonna fucking I've like tried to cover my tracks. I can't because I don't know I don't have access to the account. It's online forever. Obviously, I was still learning and finding my voice. And oh my god, I'm like my face is going red. Yeah, when I was younger, a way for me to get comfortable, and I was like, oh, I'll just sing. I'll sing. So I started posting covers online under my actual name, and yeah, I mean, they're not the greatest, but it shows work in progress, you know. And I was between the 14 to 16.
That's peak YouTube covers age, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, it was not a YouTube cover, but yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's public. I've tried reporting the account 100 times. I've tried, I don't know the password. I don't know. It's my old number from my old mobile, my old phone. So I can't even be like, oh, I forgot password. I've literally messaged Instagram, emailed them so many times saying, hey, and I've shown proof of ID and everything. And even then, oh my God.
Do you want to talk about some of the songs you covered before, and then some of the songs that you would like to maybe cover now? Like, what have you been listening to? Let's so you haven't named any of the songs, what? I don't know what they are. I've never heard these.
Yeah, so I covered Oh Wonder, I covered Birdie, I covered, this is off memory, I think Drake at one point, I covered Billie Eilish. My voice is shaking. That's what I remember. And what I want to cover, probably Evanescence, maybe a bit of Billie Eilish, the Veronicas, Amy Winehouse if I can, Daniel Caesar, Frank Ocean. That's what I'm looking more into. Phoebe Bridgers, stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe break-ins, but acoustic version.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got you. Well, I appreciate you, opening up. I will say, I have never heard of I genuinely don't know what you're talking about with this Instagram and other covers.
Oh my god! So I just
so you did just out yourself, but that's okay. Even with research and access to the legal name, I didn't find anything.
Okay, sick.
In the past 2 minutes that I was looking, so and I'm a good Googler.
I know you are.
Zeke knows this. I'm a great Googler.
You're like the Nardwuar of this radio station.
Let me tell you, I brought up some Nardwuar information to you last time, and you did not respond. And I was like, "Damn, all right." If I say the words "sexy Mexicans," I want that to mean something, but I didn't have much, Yeah, that's the depth of where it went. And for those who don't know, that is just a song that I found on liked by an old Marceline SoundCloud account from 7 years ago.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah,
hilarious.
That's about it. You got yeah. You got a good amount of stuff covered. You're okay. You're Marceline on the internet. All right, that's all you are. Not anybody else.
There we go.
You.
That's all you want.
Yeah. I want to be Marceline on the internet. I'm gonna be the second biggest Marcelina. We got Noah Wiggle here. Shout out to Noah Wiggle.
Yeah, I love Noah. Noah's actually really sweet. Shout out to Noah.
That was amazing. Noah's here enjoying the interview, sending memes. Making their own. Hell yeah. Average Swiftie versus average Marcelina.
Oh yeah.
What fan base are you going to war with?
Yeah, we got
when you're fully actualized, what are you gonna make your mobilized army do? Who are we fighting?
Wait, as in
Also,
I'm
fan base versus fan base. Marcelina's versus blank.
Marceline. The Swifties, whatever the fuck they're called.
For Swifties, I bet we're winning.
I just wanted to point out real quick, Namestage, you can see with Drill Dash here in chat, a preview of the Music League winner role. That's
Music Winner, a people's champ.
So that's you'll get that little trophy if you win our music league. You'll get that red name. So,
That's crazy. What the fuck?
Mr. Red
Holy
Name
shit.
himself.
yeah. Anyway,
With-
yeah, the Marcelinas versus any day of the week. The average Marcelina could take out 100 Swifties easily.
Oh yeah, 100%. Let's go.
What? How you gonna handle the Super Swifties though?
I don't know, with swagger. The fuck? That could solve any. What do you do? No question, no doubt in my mind. Just straight swagger.
I reckon. I reckon if Marceline did the errors tour, it would sell out instantly.
Oh yeah, I'll be doing the stanky leg on stage like I do tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll pull up Soldier Boy with me too. Yeah. I got
Yeah.
backup. I got ammo.
Soldier Boy up on stage. Soldier Boy Marceline.
Soldier Boy Marceline collab.
Okay. All right.
So I burned my lip on a party pie yesterday.
No, that's the worst.
It was, I haven't had party pies in like 4 years, and my friend's like, "Do you want some party pies?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want some party pies." And we're looking at the stars, and like we're just eating party pies, and she's like, "It's really hot." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." I fuck it, like the meat mixture, whatever the fuck it is, dripped down my lip, and like, oh, like I had no, I didn't even process it. I accepted my fate. I was like, "That's it."
Yeah, that's the fucking.
I hate when that happens.
Namestage.
Can you explain for the viewers at home who might not know what a party pie is? Because I know what a party pie is.
Oh,
Like,
right.
it's like
You just
one of the
Googled it,
pies.
you
You
just
heat it up.
you just looked it up
No,
on
it's one of
your
the pies. My hands are working on this nail clipper that I accidentally broke because it was trying to be a mustache. All right, I got busy hands and a busy mind. But
Really cool.
party pies, party pies for people who don't know are going to be these kind of pies, and pies are very common, almost a national dish of Australia. Actually, they're going to be filled with some sort of substance, whether it be depends on the variant you get. It might be like meat or cheese, or it might be like a dessert. It could really be anything depending on the party you're throwing. Whether it's a let me finish. Party pies. Everyone is actually legally required to have them at every single party in Australia. And Marceline was just at a star watching party, and as you know, stars are extremely hot. And Marceline's just dedicated to the constellations and decided to bite the bullet. This bullet being a party pie that was too hot, and get branded forever as just a reminder of her connection to the universe.
That's it took the words right out of exactly where I was going.
So what a party pie, Zeke, if you want to.
Yeah, well, that's where I was getting. With that. No. I wasn't sure if you. I wasn't sure if you had actually Googled it and were spreading misinformation.
No, I hadn't at all. No.
I wasn't sure if you were spreading misinformation, but what a party pie is so in Australia we have handheld little meat pies.
Meat pies.
And a party pie is just a miniaturized version of a meat pie. It's just a little thing like this big, and it's a little pastry, little bit of round pastry filled with meat. Ground beef.
Do you get them from the servo station?
Servos sell full size meat pies. You would not really ever get a party pie from a servo.
See, I don't like meat pies unless they're party pies, or the 140 or 120, whatever it's called, the bacon and cheese ones. I like the taste of processed cheese.
Processed cheese. Wow, did I say processed? Processed cheese is fucking amazing. I agree.
It's delicious.
Yeah. I like pepper steak meat pies. They're my favorite. I don't like normal. I don't like normal meat pies either, but pepper steak ones.
See, y'all got it wrong with this whole meat thing. All right, what you got to do is you got to wake up one day, maybe tomorrow. It will be a tomorrow, but maybe this tomorrow, and just never eat it again.
You know what I discovered? My friend Rachel, she took me out to a really nice bougie restaurant, and I was like, "Oh, we shouldn't be here," not like us. And this pasta looked so good. The moment I walked in, I was like, "Oh, this looked like I'm a foodie. I love my pasta." And I was like, "Oh, it's veal." I'm like, "Isn't that baby cow?" Because I feel really guilty eating meat. And then the guy's like, "No, it's baby." He says it's Bambi. It's baby deer. I mean, in the end, I did eat it, and it was delicious. But the guy was like, you know what? They're ethically sourced. They had a good life. It's in the field, chilling, and it's in your stomach, and it's having another life. Technically, repeating the cycle. So I didn't feel too bad.
That gut microbiome.
Fuck up. I did not know that. Yeah. Anyway.
They what? We missed
Do they
that.
have tofu party pies?
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Neither.
Let's see.
Oh
let's
no,
see.
no!
Where's
I think Drill Dasher just imagined that. I think he, through his own free will, he just decided to expose us to that concept.
Well, you can get some meatless party pies from Pie Society, created by Plar's Bakehouse. Shout out to Plar's for being a bakehouse.
Sorry, real quick. Because the people listening on Spotify won't be able to see the chat. What Drill Dasher said that made us have that reaction was Drill Dasher said, "Tofu party pie is a horror beyond human comprehension." And this man invented said horror beyond human comprehension. It did not exist prior to that sentence. So.
Yeah, no, that checks out.
Anyway.
Do you have any superpowers? I'll give you an example. And we'll see if y'all have any superpowers. I think I have 1.5. I have one real one and one fake one. The fake one I'm gonna do, it's for the people who watch the video only. I will describe it as it happens. Is I can move the muscles around my face and just kind of make my face
That's crazy.
flex. So like if I get this angle right here, which I'm looking at my forehead, my eyebrows aren't.
Yeah. Oh my god.
How did you work How did you work this out?
Yeah, I have never thought about that.
One day, I was just tuning in with my body and being like, what muscles do I have? And then I just went and I was like, whoa, I guess I have all of my face. And really what it is I'm just moving my ears, but I'm moving my ears so hard because I'm so fucking strong that it's just moving my whole face. That's the half superpower. The real one is I can send a chill up my spine at any given point in time and give myself goosebumps, and it's like great for temperature control and regulation. When it's too hot, it chills me down, and when it's too cold, it warms me up. And I've never met anyone else who could do that.
There you go.
That's the first time I'm hearing that. Holy shit, that's really fucking. What the fuck? Your body's cool.
It's not a name stage conversation unless you learn some lore that makes you go, what the fuck?
Name stage lore.
Yeah, I love it.
So everyone's got lore. You just gotta, tune in, turn on, drop ship. That's a funny joke to just me. That's fine. The tune in, turn on, and drop out generation. No, we're the tune in, turn on, drop ship generation. But yeah, do you have any powers or any abilities in yourself that you notice and you're like, maybe this is normal to me, but not normal to everybody else?
I can wiggle my eyebrows at different times. Like, does that make sense? Yeah. Well, shit. Oh my god, they're going away. I can't stop. I'm just kidding. I can't stop.
I'm going to bring you through the test, all right? I want to see how much control you have. All right, can you raise just the left one? Okay, raise just the right one. Both? Right?
What?
Okay, keep the right one up. Keep the right one up. Bring the left one up as well. Bring the left one higher than the right while they're both up. Okay, right one higher than the left one, they're both up. So far, 7 for 7. She is killing this. All right, now give me a wave from right to left.
Oh shit.
Okay, left to right.
This is crazy.
A little bit. I am seeing the muscle that's actually controlling this for you, and that is so like. We just learned an anatomy lesson here. So I've seen a lot of people control with like this for like raising their eyebrows. It's underneath, right?
You can feel it.
You are doing inner control with like muscles coming from the bridge of your nose. And they're controlling, like, you were able to like accent the inner eyebrow.
That's crazy. I did not even just
Which maybe that's the key to doing it is.
That's crazy.
But I feel the tension above my eyebrow. Like,
Oh
as
yeah,
if
like
it's,
you're using them all. It looks
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Can I do an eyebrow wave? Hold on. Zeke, can you do an eyebrow
Absolutely.
wave?
I don't think I have control over my eyebrows. Hang on.
Whoa! What the fuck? I think you can. It's hard though, isn't it? It's weird. It's like it feels wrong to do it almost.
No, I don't have.
Holy
I don't have individual eyebrow control.
Holy
I have
shit!
left. I have left. Don't
My
have
right
right.
eyebrow's definitely better than my left. I need to like work on my
That
muscles.
means you can do the DreamWorks smirk.
DreamWorks.
If I try and do my right, I feel like
Hang on.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Hold up. Have
DreamWorks?
you guys seen the DreamWorks smirk? Every poster for movies by DreamWorks,
No, it just clicked.
always have a character. Hang on.
Dude, chicken and smirk. Damn, Marceline got a good movement better than the rock, lol. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm fucking. Like,
Yeah, you gotta
oh my god,
hit us with that dream.
I like the duck ghost.
Yeah, we got the DreamWorks smirk. There we go. You know,
I feel like Hugh Neutron.
my mom. Speaking of powers, my mom recently has been, for the last week or two, has been doing this bit that is way beyond its expiration date. I feel like the fact that it's beyond its expiration date is part of the bit though. She comes in.
Okay, okay.
She comes up to me and she's like, you know what, Zeke? Like, I just learnt something like really cool about myself. And I'm like, what is it? And she's like, I actually have a power. And I'm like, what is it? And she's like, my power.
Your mom sounds so cool.
My power is that I can't be annoying. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, like, you know, believe it or not, how much I try, like, I actually am incapable of annoying people. And I'm like watching a movie or something, and I'm like, okay. And she's like right now, like the fact you're watching this movie, like, and I'm talking to you, like, normally that would annoy the shit out of you, but like because I can't be annoying, like it's not.
Yeah, she's got points. She's got points.
Zeke, hold on. What I need you to do is I need your mom to not do that bit to anybody else because I am fully stealing that. That is a part of my identity now. Like that's gonna be a go-to. Oh my fucking god! Wow.
Yeah, and so it's like 2 weeks since then, and she's like the other day she was
We gotta get that in the papers.
My mum was walking. Mum was walking up and down the hallway, and she was going, "Get your washing out! Get your washing out! Get your washing out!" And I go out, and I'm like, "Mum, like it's like 8 a.m. Like, can you please stop?" And she's like, "What do you mean? Like, there's no way this is annoying you because I can't be annoying."
I feel like that's a really healthy mindset that people can learn from. Is what do you mean? I can't be annoying. I can't be bad at this thing. People want me here.
Yeah.
I have a superpower. It's proven science. I literally am required.
And and the other day, her and my dad had an argument, and my mum was like, I'm really sorry if that was annoying. And then she was like, wait a minute, I can't be annoying.
Let's
Your
go.
mom sounds like she could be my new best friend.
Ibs.
The silence after that was definitely.
When are we going to Tasmania? Zeke, when are you flying us out?
Yeah.
You guys, I'll when I hit the lottery, I'll fly everyone to Tasmania. I'll fly the whole block to Tasmania.
I will say,
Yeah.
in the back burner of my mind, I do know that there is a Launceston chess club that is fairly active. And I am part of the Los Angeles Chess Club that is also fairly active. And I want them to battle.
I used to be in the Launceston Chess Club
No, what?
when I was like 11, 12.
Holy
Let's
shit!
fucking go. I might need your expertise in navigational bureaucratic skills there, Zeke, because we might be in the talks soon to get a crossover event. I just think it'd be cool to play chess with people who are living in the future.
Wait, are you
agree.
actually gonna chat to the Launceston Chess Club?
Oh, not immediately, not right away. It probably won't even be for like a year.
That would be crazy because it's like not completely unrealistic that there would be people in that would know who I am.
No, right, and like Launceston, like Los Angeles Chess Club. is a movement, which I'm not going to get into, but it's a movement. It's a.
Oh,
I shit you not. We have a former. She started playing chess 5 months ago. Quit her full time like making hundreds of thousands of dollars job as a stock trader to make this chess club.
damn.
She's
dedicated. I love it.
We're coming to Launceston.
Yeah.
We're not going to mainland Australia. Do y'all call it mainland?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hell
we do.
yeah.
Okay,
We're
I
not,
guess.
In,
we're not
in Tasmania,
going to the fucking
in Tasmania,
mainland.
it's the mainland.
Oh. Shout out Tasmania for Hannah Gadsby, and that's about it.
That's Tasmania.
Who is Hannah Gadsby?
That's all. Your best cultural export. That's who Hannah Gadsby is. I think she's Tasmanian. I don't know.
Oh yes, I know who she is.
Mhm.
Yeah, no,
She's
she
your
she
biggest
did
cultural export.
the your mum's. Is that her?
I don't know. I know her from the stand-up comedy special in which
Yeah. Hang on.
yeah.
I know who she is, but yeah, no, she's from Burnie, Tasmania.
I just got the yazzed. Oh, spitting off the edge of the world there, Zeke. All right.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, speaking
All
of
right.
LA, sorry, this is completely off topic.
That's fine.
Are either of you guys into underscores?
That sounds.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't listened to Wall Sockets yet, but everyone I know has lost their fucking mind over
I'm
underscores.
really when I interviewed Chuck, he said that he was friends with underscores.
Yeah, he is.
And so I've messaged him because I want to interview underscores.
Listen, underscores interview. I'm here.
I've also messaged underscores herself, and I've been like, "Hey, like, you're," and we interviewed.
Are you
Chuck.
cut out?
Oh, sorry. I've also messaged her saying, you know, your new album Wall Socket is really, really good, and we interviewed Chuck recently, and we would love to get you on our show. So hopefully she gets back to me.
Let's
She
see.
probably will.
Underscores is yeah, top 10.
I've heard of them, but I didn't know who they like.
So she makes like Jane. Are you familiar with Jane Remover?
No.
Okay. It's kind of like, it's like, if you like break-ins, like it's that kind of like rocky.
Oh, okay.
rock,
Okay.
Rock like hyper
Break-ins,
pop.
but better.
Yeah.
Break-ins, but way better.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like in that
In
firmly
every way, shape, or
It's like
form.
very firmly in that like emo punk.
I love it.
Like hyper
Punk.
pop.
Punk goes pop, goes hyper, goes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I actually think you would fucking love underscores now that I think about it.
Oh my god. Do they
I
sound so-
actually think you'd hate her. So I guess you gotta listen to it and prove one of us right.
Yeah. But anyway, I just randomly got reminded because I realized Namestage that underscores would be someone that you're familiar with.
Look at you making moves, Zeke. You're killing it.
So yeah, have you ever met her? Yeah, it would not shock me if you've met her. Have you ever met her?
I have not met underscores. No, I couldn't even tell you what underscores looks like.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I meet random people here. That is one thing I will say, and I do have some questions about this in regards to music scene in I assume
Actually,
Melbourne.
sorry, before we move on, Marceline, I've also messaged Dane about doing an interview, but she never opened my message, so that's really sad.
I'll text them and I'll tell them.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, no.
I really,
don't
really
be-
after their new single, like I really want to interview them.
You know, let me do a little cheeky plug. My
Yeah.
brother
Yeah, I know.
wrote. Oh, you know. So
yeah.
they work together.
Yeah.
And
Actually, I had a question about that. Sorry, Namestage. I had a question about that. So I noticed that your brother produced Dane's single, but it says it's produced by Healings. And I was just questioning.
that's all. That's my brother. I guess
Yeah,
maybe he put it under Healings and maybe not. Like, Miniskirt has done a few
Because
things.
it says because Dane, like the writing credits for the track are Dane and your brother.
Yeah, so they did. Sorry, then they would have done it together.
But then produced by Healings, and I was just wondering what Healings.
So my brother has a few different accounts. Mainly, he uses Miniscale.
Yeah.
Hi Oddity, but like there's Healings. There's quite a few. Like Upgang is a big one.
I follow up.
There's depending on the genre and the style. So he's very diverse.
Okay. Yeah.
Take a little plug.
No, just had a.
I'll message them. Actually, I'll message them now.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, by the way.
I would love to. I would love to interview because
I just got back from America.
Yeah, I noticed that. Because I follow them.
It is to what?
But anyway, yeah, just thought just reminded me, just talking about people that I want to interview. I would love to interview Dane because their music is fucking sick.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, what were you saying? Sorry, Namestage, about meeting musicians and.
You're all good. I just lost my mind for a minute and a half. I think that was a great experience for all of us. I was gonna say that. You mentioned, kind of how small of a world it is in regards to like making music and being an artist. Like, oh yeah, this person you interviewed last week is friends with someone who made a fucking amazing album and just amazing music in general. That is underscores.
What was that? Sorry, Namestage, you cut out on mine.
Sorry.
I cut out. How
no,
dare you?
It was on mine, not on your own.
Oh, I know it wasn't my fault. No, I'm saying it's a very small world, a very small. I won't say industry. I don't like that term. But if you make music, other people that make music, and then you meet other people that make music, and then it just kind of expands to where this person that knows someone who makes something that you love. Like it kind of, the music scene is global, which is fantastic, but there's still I think we still live in a time in which the stronger presence of a music community is based in person. Like I know in Los Angeles, I am meeting a lot of artists in person, and their main network is also people who live in LA, and I'm a bit different from them in the sense of most of the musicians I know and connect with are fully online, Discord, random people all throughout the world, which I think is great. But I only really know about major American cities scene. That was a firework. Or term like Scuffs. Yeah, I either know about what it's like in a major American city because I've been in New York, Atlanta, Chicago, LA, and some smaller towns, or I know terminally online musicians. I do not know anything else about finding music community and existing as an artist in other parts of the world. I would love to know what that is like regionally for you, Marceline. What is the music community in Melbourne look like? How did you get started with finding your people? Because I know that's obviously a journey.
Well, it all started when I guess my manager reached out to me, and then straight away they hooked up sessions. I started working with Lucy, Blomkamp, Rosie, aka altogether they're Cookie. They're like a little, so I started off the bat. I started working with them, and then I gradually started meeting people in their team and other people within that circle. So then I started going to the events under Coalesce, and then I started meeting more people, and of course, that was a bit of exposure, a bit of networking, and then gradually they were like, hey, I'd love to make music, and I was like, oh my god, yes, please, what? Because I was a fan of, because I've only known people online and not personally at the time, but it was just, I like your music, they like my music, let's chat, let's hang out. We had a common interest. But a lot of it is just through word of mouth, I'd say. But at the beginning, I'm still in my beginning stages, but at the very, very beginning, it was hard, because you're in a room full with people who they've progressed more. So of course they've met more people and they know people more personally. Whereas me, I was like, hey, what's up? It was daunting. It's like going to. It's like being a +1 to a party, essentially. Just trying to say hey, chat. But recently it's been more of it actually has been online more than anything, you know. And I've been collaborating with people who I'm just again word of mouth mainly, you know, and then we start following each other and go, what the fuck, we have mutuals, and it blossoms from there, you know. And at gigs, you know, the people you meet, that's pretty much been my journey thus far. What about you guys? I mean, you've touched base on yours briefly, yeah.
I'm keeping on you. I'm not done. Where in Melbourne is this happening? I'm getting it. Like, what are in your mind? You're like, okay, like what are the places that people go for gigs? Is there like segmentation of different music communities in Melbourne? Are you finding most of your people through word of mouth? So are there like other cliques of music people that you're aware of but you're not quite connected with? Like what is it like to live as a musician in Melbourne right now?
Well, for me personally, I don't really go out much. So I'm a bit of a homebody. You know, so for me it's against, I guess I'm like chronically online, I guess. But from, you know, at Miscellanea people hold events like Nocturne, for instance. Dane's event was held at Miscellanea.
I love Miscellanea.
Yeah, so oh my god, the place there is awesome. Like the amount of people you bump into, and you don't even know the musicians, but I guess in the city you bump into a lot of musicians. At other gigs, of course, you know, you're socializing. It's sort of just been that. Like it's been even with like the person I'm working with now, you know, in the demos, they like their friends. Like I have a cheeky flag. I have a gig coming up, and like one of their friends hit me up, going, "Hey, I have a free spot. Like no pressure, but I'd love you to be on." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And that's just through mutuals,
right?
Like, you know what I mean? It's weird, but I can't say I really know people like from overseas. Someone in Africa reached out to me, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!"
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Okay." Yeah, that's sort of been that. I'd say it's like Miscellanea, Max Watts. I'm trying to think of events. The Toff, the Tote, places like that are pretty. It's, I guess, what's poppin', I suppose. You know.
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous so cool.
I'll never forget.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh my god, and Color Club.
Yeah, I was gonna say Color Club.
Shut down.
I was gonna say rest in peace, Color Club. Namestage, and fun fact about Miscellanea. You'll enjoy. So you're familiar with Agnes Obel, are you?
Funny that you say the word familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. I was at Miscellanea and they played Familiar.
Okay.
This full on like nightclub. Like the rest of the night they played like heavy like deep house and shit. But I remember getting a drink and then Familiar started playing and I ended up there was this girl next to me and who also knew Familiar. And we ended up chatting for like an hour about classical music and Agnes Obel and shit. But anyway, it was just the most fucking surreal experience being in this like nightclub at like 1 a.m. and they were playing Familiar. Anyway.
My fucking Agnes Obel. Yeah, I'm looking through photos of Miscellanea right now on Swanston Street, right?
Yeah.
I'm really
right by Druid's Cafe.
I'm so fucking bummed out. I had tickets for Nocturne last time I was in Melbourne and ended up not being able to go.
I remember.
Yeah.
Also, how was it for you? Like, music-wise, and like networking, and because I didn't even ask.
For me.
Yeah.
Oh, like, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really like tried that much. My main network has been so I became friends with a girl called Gabby in year 11. In year 12, and her older brother who I've actually interviewed on this show, Lockie Hamill. Our interview with him actually just went live on Spotify today. So go check that out. Anyway, so when I became friends with Gabby, I got introduced to her brother, and I made a song with her brother. And her brother is and Lockie is pretty much like one of the biggest like people in the scene. So that like, but aside from that, it's just been randomly messaging people on Instagram.
Oh wait, sorry. I misread.
DMer.
Sorry. What?
Yeah, you are a great DMer. I will say you are good at cold messaging people.
Yeah. Mackenzie. Sorry, my friend Mackenzie's in chat. Yeah. Mackenzie Marceline is that girl I saw in Melbourne one time at Colour Club.
Like where? But yes, as you was.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked by Mackenzie's message. Yeah. So aside from that, I just message people who I want to collab with. And they either get back to me or they don't. But yeah, because I'm not super connected. Like outside of being like knowing Lockie, I'm not like super like I'm not a musician, so to speak. As in like I don't play an instrument or wasn't part of the music like community throughout high school or anything. So I
And there is a music scene. Like, what's the music scene in Launceston?
It's mostly just like Triple J, slowcore indie, fucking like there isn't really much of a scene beyond just like acoustic gigs and stuff.
Right. Okay. So it's kind of like it's not. There's not enough diversity in genre to
like,
have.
I was gonna say like if you're like a punk band like or whatever, like there's no niche like shows, like you just have to be like if you're like a punk band, you'll just have to message the organizer of at a Junction Arts Festival, one of the festivals we have, and hope that the organizer is someone who's into punk, and you'll be put on alongside like acoustic gigs and shit like that, like you know, a hardcore night or a hyperpop night or you know.
Fuck, I didn't know. Because hyperpop is definitely more prevalent here. Like, it's more like the music here is made for people who like to take drugs. That's the best way to right now. Like, especially like ketamine, MDMA. At least what I've noticed. Like, it's like the heavy bass, like really electronic, auto tune, like really like just very stimulating. You know?
Yeah. No, every time I've been into a gig in Melbourne, it's been very drum and bass, hyperpop like type of.
What the fuck? You right.
Type of stuff. But I mean, there's been a few gigs. Like I follow a band called Marceline, who I also tried to.
Tui, but Mount. Sorry, don't worry.
I was just gonna say, yeah, this is a great indie band called Marceline. Actually had an interview lined up on this show with, but it kind of fell through just due to no one's fault, just bad circumstances. But anyway, but like I've noticed like there's a bit of like an indie scene in Melbourne as well, but definitely not as strong as.
It's growing though. I've noticed definitely.
But like when I see gigs advertised and stuff, yeah, definitely mostly being like hyperpop and that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Also,
okay.
Well, like what's your audience?
What was that? Sorry,
I'm sorry, cut out there for a second.
Like the age bracket as well. Like what's the audience? Like who's it tailored for? That's I've noticed. Like it's typically for the hyperpop scene, at least from what I've encountered. It's like between the ages of like 18 to like late mid 20s, early 30.
Yeah.
But who knows? It's growing.
And it also depends as well. Like if you're on Chapel Street, like the music there will all be like just mainstream club shit.
I've been to Chapel Street once. And I don't really know. Like I don't really go. Like I'm not a fan of clubbing, but yeah, I just from what is it? What do you mean mainstream? Like what do you
like 2000s like throwback shit and like doof like Four on the Floor, like remixes of stuff.
Holy shit! So I just put stickers on my nails. Anyway.
But yeah, no, the music scene in Launceston is pretty dire. I won't lie. I'm not a fan of it, but.
This is interesting. I'm actually looking up populations of all of these cities, and Launceston population correlating with a bit of a dire music scene makes sense. Having around 72,000 people. People. Yeah. The fact that it's big enough to have a music scene, but the fact that it's genre locked makes sense. The Melbourne scene, I'm getting this picture, which I'm sure, it's only a small portion of what it's actually like. Because, you're a solitary person with solitary experience. I'm sure there's a world of people in Melbourne who make music and, they have their own center. But Melbourne has 5 million people
What? I didn't know that.
population. Yeah, Melbourne, Australia's bigger than Los Angeles, technically. Because you get into metropolitan areas and stuff gets really, really, really weird. But yeah, technically the population of the entirety of what they call Melbourne is 5 million people. In the city proper, I don't really know. But it would seem like with a population like that, there's a place for every genre to exist. But then
Oh, there's
interesting. You say but then it says city proper of Melbourne, and it's telling me that 160,000 people live in the city proper.
Melbourne goes out far as fuck in terms of like stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was gonna say because it's now overtaken Sydney as Australia's most populous city as of April.
I did. Wow. The more you know.
Yeah, but then it's also 3,858 square miles. Jesus, they are counting Melbourne as a lot of land.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, whereas
Even the roof.
oh my God, I mean, so what do you count as Melbourne? I look at a map and I have no idea. Like I could count something as far out as fucking Lilydale and Croydon, as places.
Is Geelong part of
No.
Melbourne?
No.
Oh.
Geelong is Geelong.
Geelong,
is Geelong? I feel
Geelong is just Geelong, but Portsea and Sorrento
yeah.
are all Melbourne.
Oh.
Same with Mount Martha and Mornington and all along that coast.
Random fact, Namestage, you mentioned Lilydale. Lilydale, the train line, the Lilydale line had like a really famous meme page on Facebook.
Interesting. It's cool. First off, I'm looking and wow, yeah, there's a lot of public transit. I can see why this is all considered the same city. Because it seems like you could be able to live fairly far out and still commute in pretty easily. That sounds amazing. But I mean, I don't want to dox you, so I'm not going to. I don't have that information, but I don't want to ask what part of Melbourne you live in. But what do you think is considered like Melbourne proper?
Melbourne proper? I feel like, well, I haven't really explored much of Melbourne. The furthest I've been is like Flagstaff. No, what the fuck? That's a lie. Sorry. The furthest I've been.
I almost got robbed in Flagstaff.
Oh, really? Sorry to hear that.
I had a great time in Flagstaff, but Flagstaff, Arizona.
Oh, shit.
We're doing Flagstaff stories after this. Continue.
Sorry time. So I was on the train. So when I say in Flagstaff, it was at Flagstaff Station. So I was on the train, and this group of airshares get on. Just before Flagstaff. And when we were at Flagstaff Station, so they were like looking at me, and I was feeling a little nervous. And when we were at Flagstaff Station, they were all like eyeing me off, and I'm just like, oh, am I overthinking this? Anyway, I glanced at one of their phone screens, and they had up the pair of shoes that I was wearing on StockX.
Oh.
So for context, I was wearing off-white Air Force One shoes.
Okay.
And
did they ask what your size was?
No. But these off-whites do not. They are one of the rare off-whites that don't sell for above the retail price of the shoe.
Okay.
Which is probably why it did not go beyond them looking up the price of the shoe on StockX, because they are not worth robbing someone over. But it freaked me the fuck out. And
it's daunting though, like especially like there's definitely some areas in Melbourne where it's like, you shouldn't be out here by yourself past a certain time because there's high chance you're probably gonna get rolled or like
I literally the moment I've never been more scared in my life than seeing that phone screen, and I was so happy when
rolled?
they got off the I got rolled like they just rob you. You get rolled.
Yeah, they just take your shit.
They roll you for your shoes.
Do they just like have a knife or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it depends. Like
That sounds so.
Marceline rolled me
That sounds so
once.
kind.
Yeah.
These people sound so nice.
Some people, where I'm from, there have been incidences of people being murdered. People with guns, with knives.
Okay,
But the
guns,
thing is
guns,
that-
good. Okay, I'm glad
Yeah,
y'all
I
got
mean,
proper threats.
where I'm from, where I'm from has its fair share of murder as well.
Yeah, but like the thing is that if you like, it wouldn't be considered like a bad area because it doesn't happen frequently enough to be like, oh shit. But it's definitely becoming
Right.
more and more frequent with
Mhm.
kids, you know, and like gangs and stuff. And I'm like, I feel like here is nothing compared to America. Like if they were to talk shit in America, they would be gone. You know what I mean? Like they're acting like we have ends here and we don't. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Gang culture always interests me when I hear about it in other
We have gangs
places,
in,
other countries, because
gangs in Launceston.
it makes sense for every place to have gangs, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just being territorial about land. But I see a lot of them mirroring a lot of American gang culture,
Mhm.
which to me always kind of feels like, no, this is not a genuine. Like 'cause
Yeah.
gangs, like in America, especially in certain places, are necessary. For as bad of a rap as they can get, like it is protection for your neighborhood. Like
Yeah.
my mom used to live in this certain area. She still lives in the area, but she moved houses where like there were times where I have to go up to her house and I had to get checked before going to her house by people who just kind of post up on the block because they don't know me. I pull up in a car. I'm going around the back of this house. There's like, hey, who the fuck do you know? And it's like terrifying as an interaction. I grew up adjacent to this culture. I did not live in it. I did not grow up surrounded by it. But I have plenty of family members on my mother's side that are very, very like they're in it for life. They're in it for life for their 6 blocks or so that they live in, but it's kind of out of it was either join that gang or not. I mean, it was kind of necessary. So hearing of gangs in other countries that are carrying themselves, I think, with like the bravado and the aesthetic of a gang.
I know in
I'm
yeah, in Launceston we have a red hat gang.
Oh,
a
what?
red hat gang. They wear red hats.
Yeah, and like red hats, and I red hats that have been harassed for wearing a red hat by they're not a part of the red hat gang, but yeah.
Oh, you what?
That's
So disappointing.
And we have a red
red
hat gang.
hat. That's
Yeah.
but like that just sounds so silly. Like you're part of the red hat gang.
No,
Like,
I'm sure they're not the red hat gang, but there is a group
called the red.
that-
It's just a funny name,
that-
like red hat.
No.
What happens? The rivalries
They
of
wouldn't.
green hats.
They
Like,
wouldn't. They wouldn't be called the Red Hat Gang. They would have a different. I'm not that aware, but I know that the signifier of being in that gang is wearing a red hat. Like if you wear a red hat, it's like assumed that like you might be like a part of.
okay.
I have a question about Melbourne. I looked up the Flagstaff station, and we're gonna get back
I
into.
was wrong. I'm so sorry to cut you off. It wasn't Flagstaff. It was like Thomastown or something like that. 'Cause Flagstaff is near the city.
Flagstaff, yeah. From what I saw, Flagstaff is like in the loop of the city.
Yeah, I don't know what I was. I
Thomastown's
like
a bit up
slide through
north.
my teeth there. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No,
Cancelled,
you're good because like
cancelled this
canceled.
interview.
Yeah,
No,
Thomastown was not.
Stop the interview.
Oh, granted. Mhm. Okay, canceled. Okay, 3, 2, 1. We canceled somebody else. You're good. You're back in. If I drop a little Google Street View in, I'll share my screen here because you don't need the.
It would not be
audio
a name stage 6 conversation if we did not end up on Google Maps at some point.
It would not be. If we not end up on Google Maps at some point because it's so interesting. It's a map of everything.
All right, see you, Noah Wiggles. Shout out,
Well, fine,
Shout out Wiggles.
Shit, we've been doing this for almost 2 hours. That's crazy.
Holy shit! Time
Damn,
flies.
fucking right.
No, so sweet.
I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to share my screen on this Mac anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. Do y'all hear me like double? Is
Yeah, I can
everything good
see
here?
you.
Yeah, we can.
You can see me.
We
You can
can.
see the map. Okay, perfect. So we're on a Google Map of Melbourne, right? So like, if I type in fucking, if I type in Melbourne,
Why is your
It-
mouse humongous? That's what.
that's what a Mac does. You wiggle it and it just goes big. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. But this is what I get shown, and um, having no concept of this, but like kind of being familiar with cities, I'm like, okay, cool. I kind of cut everything outside of this out. Like this is Melbourne, this is the city, and everything else is in Melbourne, like county technically,
Yeah.
but it doesn't like yeah, it's a suburb. It doesn't really count. Like you're not gonna go there for any reason other than like if you know someone who lives there. Like there is no
I can see you.
attraction. Like this is just it. And so Thomastown up here, if you drop a fucking Google Maps in it, yeah, no shit. This doesn't feel like Melbourne. Like this is
Just the
you know,
suburbs.
suburb. People live there, and so this is
Oh,
where you
sorry,
say
it was Williamson Town. My bad. Sorry, not Thomastown.
Williamstown. What
Bro, that is. We can't trust you anymore. You are.
Can't-
You are
Wait, okay, that's very different. That's very
Yeah, I'm
Close.
sorry, I did lie.
you did
the
lie.
Again.
Second time.
Williamstown.
Yeah, this is
That's
it.
actually like the
That's the furthest
15th
I've
time
been.
Marceline's
I
lied. We have a lie
know.
tracker.
Fucking God.
You got to put a little ding sound. Did you visit the Prince Albert Hotel on Albert Street?
No, I didn't. But that's really cute.
If you told me that was in Wales, I would believe you.
I love Wales. Shout out, Maddie.
I was about to say shout out, Maddie.
Oh,
You know,
where is
you know. Okay, it's like 10 a.m. for Maddie, and she's not here right now. How?
She's drunk. This turns into GeoGuessr. Listen.
Don't mention GeoGuessr.
Where are you from? I will guess your location.
Mackenzie,
Oh God.
Mackenzie is an IRL name stage.
Mackenzie's an IRL. Then you can get GeoGuessed. No, everybody gets it. I don't care. Okay, so Melbourne's kind of this. Would you say it's like this loop here? There seems to be this loop of transportation. I just want to get a clear, and I know this is going to be great for people who are only listening via audio. I want to. So there is this going from the.
For people listening on Spotify, Namestage currently has a Google Maps. Its suburbs, and he's zooming in and out to try and determine what's considered Melbourne proper.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Okay.
And so I'll explain a little bit of what it looks like as I continue to explore this, just to keep them updated. So right now we're looking in between what is labeled on the map as North Melbourne and South Melbourne. There is this Melbourne area, which what I would call a loop, similar to Chicago, having a loop of all these, I assume trains going around it. This is where Zeke got his shoes checked, the Flagstaff station.
Yeah.
And this is all very this is just the downest town that you can get of Melbourne. So I assume north, east, south are all Melbourne. Like North Melbourne is Melbourne. There's the university. There's the east. We start going north, Marceline. We're going Royal Park, Zoo. When does it start getting not really Melbourne? Like train.
I've never heard of that.
Travancore is wild. Okay. Coles Union Square, Union Hotel.
Yeah,
It seems like this
Melbourne.
is Brunswick all seems kind of Melbourne, it's just there's businesses and bars and parks and things to do. And then you get to Coburg.
I think that's still. Yeah, I don't actually know. I haven't been there before.
Damn. All right, so we're going to make it ourselves. Coburg is not
I've
Melbourne.
got to make a phone call. I'm just gonna mute myself for a sec.
Okay, perfect. All right, we're defining Coburg, not Melbourne. Like, right, specifically north of Monroe/Harding Street.
Not Melbourne.
Not
clearly.
Melbourne. Not Melbourne. Yeah, if True North Cafe, right here.
Lies.
With
Not
Chili
Melbourne.
Cake, not Melbourne. Here,
Mm-mm.
Melbourne.
Yeah,
You got
Melbourne.
Zatar. You got Chan. Melbourne.
We love
You
it.
got
Yeah.
no,
Not Melbourne.
not
Mm-mm.
Melbourne. Okay, so we got the north.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
We're gonna go east now. East next. All right.
Thank you, Marceline, for yet another great chat. It's been really, really enjoyable. Shout out Namestage 6 for filling in for our Rick is Ugly. Yeah, this has been a really, really great conversation. And yeah, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. I feel honored. Oh my gosh. I love it. This has been a ball.